Akiva taught me that to believe in myself and that the sky is the limit.
I think through Akiva, I found my Jewish voice.
I learned that it's all about relationships.
Like, everybody is like, feels like they're a part of the community.
And we knew it was the right place for our kids.
Two words. Ruchaniyut v'yahadut. Spirituality and Judaism.
And the seeking for some deeper meaning, personal meaning, was the atmosphere of the 60s. And this naturally contributed to the ferment in creating a renaissance of Jewish learning.
Small voice, till another sings along, and then you'll feel the music.
The whole creation of Akiva School was certainly one of the most exciting events that took place, that have taken place in the life of my wife Connie and myself. We felt that we can do better than what currently exists in the Jewish day schools in Montreal. There were basically really 5 families, the families that were the original founders, you might say, of the school.
Well, my wife and I felt there was a need for a school in which Judaism was relevant to the student's life. And in many ways, Jewish education was failing to do that. So they went, and they came home with a lot of books, but the books were far away from what their lives were about. And that affected our whole philosophy of the curriculum. And I remember my daughter coming home and saying to me, one of the teachers of the Talmud, Rabbi Yochanan, is a racist. So normally in a religious school, they would say, who are you to question this great sage? But in Akiva school, that was not present.
But I want to tell you real tachlis. In the early years, we were having trouble financially, serious trouble. It came time for the treasurer's report. He had given his treasurer's report. He said, well, I've got good news. We have in the bank $4,323.23 approximately.
The school has moved around a bit over the years. We started off the very first year. We used the facilities of the Coast St. Luke YMHA. Starting with the second year, we moved into the Snowden YMHA.
We were on the top floor of the Y,
Yeah, that was
and I tell you,
with the school bags.
I mean, you were this big, and you had to schlep to the top floor of the Y. I mean, we must have been 50, 60 kids, and we brought life into that Y.
After that, the school moved into the town of Mount Royal.
I started at the same time as we moved into the Shar. But all of a sudden, I was very involved in unpacking the new building. We started here, and it did feel like we were coming home to the Shar.
In our community, it's important that we have a stable school like Akiva to show the way.
And without any bribing or talking to my children, their decision to send their children now to Akiva sort of tells me that the philosophy that my wife and I had, obviously they liked it, they followed it, and they believed so much in it that they wanted their children to follow that same path.
What makes Akiva unique, I think, is the commitment to allowing all of these people to share in the school and the philosophy and to see how they can grow together with everybody else in this mix. And so Akiva really does have a community philosophy.
When I was in grade 6, we used to have Shabbat at our teacher's house, and our teachers were Tova and Shlomo Shimon, and they would have us come in pairs to sleep over. And we played with their kids, and we sang, and we did Shabbat, and it was the best way that they could think of to teach us what Shabbat was all about, and it was That to me is family.
Akiva has created a partnership with parents. I was a parent here before I worked here, so I understand that role as well. There has always been an extraordinary value on what parents have to contribute.
I've had the privilege of getting involved in the Akiva plays with my children, and it's been 3 years in a row that we've been on stage together, performing together, singing together, having a great time together. And it's just one of the many special things that Akiva has that many other places just don't.
My favorite thing about Akiva is the teachers and how they're always nice to every student that they have.
So one year we all went to Ottawa, and the kids were divided up into groups. Everyone went with a different parent or teacher. And of course, our group got lost. I was with my father. So we had the best time out of everyone because instead of going to Parliament, we went shopping at the Rideau Centre.
Mom, you look so young.
Yes.
What about me?
Yes, I was.
Hey, you too. Is that you?
Yes, that's me.
And to me, there was no other choice other than to send my children to this school. And even teaching, it was a dream for me to come back to Akiva and to teach in a school that followed the same philosophy that my parents had at home.
I do believe in the eternity of the Jewish people, and so such, I see every generation a link to that eternity. So I take every generation of children who come to my class very serious as the link for the future.
It was actually a transforming experience because I have learned to sit on the floor with children. I have learned to experience the learning through their eyes.
I can see myself in some of my students. I try to help them find ways to shine if they're not so verbal, and I think that's important for them to know that there are other ways in which they can find their own voices.
I think the bottom line for me is that Akiva means family, and Akiva means coming back home, and that's really what it's been like.
So coming to work is coming to an extended family in a way. Akiva has taught me that the sky's the limit.
À Akiva, il fallait aussi le faire avec amour, avec affectivité. Il fallait que la culture soit présente et il fallait développer les talents des enfants. Et c'est à travers les talents des enfants que j'ai découvert mes talents.
I walked out of a class one day and the children turned around and said, "Thank you for the gym class." That's when I knew I was in the right place.
Somebody felt a song inside and wasn't afraid to sing along. If you feel the music and you sing it clear and true, then the world can sing with you. One small voice can teach the world a song. Start with one small voice till another sings along, and then you'll feel the music grow and fall and sure and strong.
Akiva is a school that sets very high expectations. It sets high expectations for the students, for the parents, for the staff, and clearly if you're leading, you have to lead by example.
And I think what we try to capture every day is you catch children doing something right, something that's special about them or unique about them, and pointing it out to them whenever you can.
Akiva has been successful and will continue to be successful in future for the simple reason that Akiva allows children to find their own groove.
We feel that we're on the right path, and I think it's been a serious, positive addition to the educational picture in the city of Montreal.
And in the end, if it goes the way it should, Akiva will remain a model for other educators.
No tune is too simple.
Given an opportunity to give expression to their own talents, it's opposed to conformity, it's opposed to authoritarian discipline. So I think in that sense, it makes a major contribution to the concept of education.
I'm a Holocaust survivor, and it's so moving to me that we have established something like Akiva School in Montreal, in a free world.
And with a deep understanding of what it means to live as a Jew in a multicultural society.
Akiva started out as a few small voices, first individual voices. They came together collectively in a small way, and as voices have been added over several generations, we now have one very loud, large voice that started as one small voice.
Start with one.